What's up, my YouTube friends? Johnny V out here, downtown Chicago. I'm on the corner of Adams and Dearborn Street. I'm gonna try to do a couple of walking tour, go up and down. I mean, I don't have any knowledge. The Berghoff restaurant sounds Jewish. I'm not sure. We'll just walk up and down a few streets and show you how it looks. This city has a lot of architecture, a lot of famous architectures. We went on this riverboat cruise and it went out in the lake. And I mean, it wasn't the architecture cruise per se, but they talked a lot about the architecture and they explained a lot of things. I mean, if you ever get the chance in Chicago, it's definitely worth the $40 to go. It doesn't include anything. You can do the dinner cruises, but they're like $180 per person. And we had a good meal. We went to after the cruise, we went to a place called Weber Grill. It's kind of like a chain restaurant, but I was really surprised. It was really good. The service was excellent. The guy did a great job serving the food and explaining everything about the menu. And I ordered the ribs and my wife ordered the steak. And he said, and she told him we're probably gonna split it. So each person can have a little bit of each. I'm gonna have a little bit of ribs and she's gonna have a little bit of my steak, blah blah blah, whatever, And when we got it, they came out in 4 plates. They actually split it in half for us, and we had 4 plates of food. So that was a surprise. So, I mean, it wasn't expected, but it worked out better because they could split it better in the back, with the big knives they have, and just put it on especially the ribs, They cut the steak in half. We got something called a Delmonico. I think it was a ribeye. Actually, believe it or not, I think it was baby back ribs. The full rack of baby back ribs was excellent. I mean, it was falling off the bone. I would definitely suggest you go to Weber Grill. Everything's expensive, so we spent almost $150 when we don't even drink. we didn't have any alcoholic beverages, and we still spent close to $150, like $140 something, including the tip, I believe. All the L trains aren't really L trains here, they're all subways, so this is get to the blue line, subway blue line, Jackson. That's funny because I was on the blue line and I didn't get off in Jackson. So, I mean, I didn't walk very far, so they must have a lot of stops. This here's again another subway entrance. It's like a maze down there. You really can get lost if you don't know where you're going. There's signs, but one time I switched from one color line to the blue line, and there was a sign, but then I started walking, but then there was no more signs, and I thought, oh Lord, did I miss the turn? Because I was walking through like a shopping center. It's indoors. There's a nice shopping center downtown somewhere, and all of a sudden I see doors that say blue line. So I say, oh, okay, I guess I went the right way, because there weren't any signs. After initially they point you in the right direction, I started walking that way. Then it took me like 2 or 3 minutes. Oh wow, it's windy. Oh, and the reason I learned last night that the reason it's called the Windy City is something to do with politicians. They have a lot of hot air or something. It's been called the Windy City a long time ago. And also the nickname is Second City, and it's not because it's the second city behind New York. It's because the fire they had that destroyed a lot of over 1,700 buildings, I believe I read. The Great Fire of what was it, late 1800s or early 1900s? I forgot. But yeah, they showed the fire. We went to eat pizza, the deep dish pizza. We went to eat the pizza at Giordano's. We've had it, but it's been several years. Last time I came here was 2016, but my wife didn't want to come. I came to see the LSU Wisconsin football game, which was in Milwaukee, north of Milwaukee. It was in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Green Bay Packers play football. And so I rented a car when I got here, and and I drove to Green Bay for the game, and I drove right back after. That was cool. I really wanted to see Lambeau Field in Green Bay more than I cared about the LSU game, because I couldn't have named 5 players on the LSU team at the time, and they got killed. This LSU was never in the game. Which street is this? This is a big street. I'm on the corner of Dearborn, and this has got to be Michigan. It's a big street. I don't know, I can't tell you. Gas is over $6 a gallon here for the silver. $5.70 for the cheap stuff. And that's because they're the only gas station around. We're kind of like really downtown. This is not Michigan. I was really off on that. This is called Ida Wells Drive. That's the Chicago Stock Exchange down there. I think they have like a lot to do with the futures market. The futures, buying and selling stock options, which I know nothing about. All I know is they do a lot about the futures there, like cotton, oil for sure. I'm sure oil is one of the big ones. They're pretty much gambling on the price of oil. You could have made a whole bunch of money if you said the price of a barrel of oil was gonna go up. And the stock trading is something called futures. It's a high risk. It's a high risk. It's like gambling almost. It's a lot like gambling, because you say a price has got to go to a certain point by a certain date. You know, like the 3rd Thursday in, I don't know, October, November. You know, if it doesn't go to that, you lose all your investment, or you could sell it and take a loss before that day. But the date of expiration is, I don't know, like the 3rd Thursday of the month or something like that. They have many dates of expiration. But I know so little about it. That's the Willis Tower. Used to be called the Sears Tower. These bikes are really cool to ride. It's like 38 or 40 cents a minute. I did over 4 miles because it tracks you on the GPS when you ride it. And I rode it for over 4 miles. It's more about the time to me, how long did it save? I covered a lot of ground. I have a lot of videos on my channel now about riding the bicycle in Chicago. Probably 8 minutes into the video. Remember, if you made it this far, thank you for hanging with me. I know I'm boring. I know nothing. So feel free to correct all the mistakes I made in the comments. That's not how you enter. It says do not enter. Enter a half a block west. But yeah, I don't have a compass with me, so I get twisted around. I don't really care which way is west right now. But that's a nice little Parkers. Yeah, there's such a lack of traffic everywhere. There's a lack of traffic everywhere. It tells you the sign tells you how many minutes it is to the next, whichever train you're waiting for comes, or bus. I guess it's, yeah, it tells you the blue line and the red line. It tells you everything, really. If I had to guess, I'd say we're walking towards the lake. I'm gonna try to walk to the Bean. I haven't been to the Bean in, I guess, 6 years. I picked the wrong street because this street is boring. Nothing but, looks like office building after office building. But yeah, you don't see any taxi cabs. I meant to say that in another video. You rarely see a taxi cab nowadays. The rideshare companies put taxi cabs out of business. we just have two here. If you're from out of the country, there's only two, Uber and Lyft. Some countries have many. I know 4, 5 to 6 different types, six different companies. But here we just have two, Uber and Lyft, and Uber is more popular. I don't know why. I think they're both about the same price. I'm walking on Clark Street. This is the corner of Clark and Jackson. If you can't see that sign down there. Of course, I'm a rebel. If there's no cars coming, I'm sorry, I'm not waiting for the do not walk sign. But most people are pay a lot of attention to that. They will never walk across the do not walk sign. Clark and Quincy. Underground parking. I mean, that's crazy that they have maybe 2 or 3 levels of trains underneath this here sidewalk. That building's called the Clark Adams. Try to read the date. It's in Roman numerals. CM. What's that? C is 100, M is 1,000, so that's 1 minus 1,000. 19XX 27. I think that's 1927. MCMXXVII. No, the M is 1,000, C is 100, and the M is 1,000, so it's 2,000 minus 100, so it's 1922 or 27. This is the honorary Milton Shador. I don't know what happened to him. And I guess a lot of these buildings vacancy is pretty high with the you-know-what pandemic. I heard that the lady in the cruise yesterday said that the Sears Tower was having trouble after the outbreak or whatever, and that it was having financial difficulty. So the Willis Group, it's called the Willis Group, took over, and they try to keep the thing afloat because there's so few people in the building. It's so vacant because Sears moved out. Sears moved out to the suburbs. They moved their whatever they call it. No change. That's funny. Look at this. The no change light. Warmer, colder, snow, rain. That's crazy. That's the weather forecast for you. Oh, shit. I wasn't even looking. Guess I do have the walk sign though. That guy was flying on the bicycle. I guess he was paying attention because I wasn't. You don't see a lot of that. You don't see a lot of people asking for money. That's only the second person. I've been here like 4 or 5 days, and it's only the second person that I've seen asking for money. The other one was on a train. Hey, can you help me? $1 or $2 for some meal? Probably gets 300 or 400 people to give him $1 every day, and like a 10-hour day. So he makes more than me. And the cost of living's here, I'm sure, but what do you mean? You can take the train and get far away from here. I can take the train, The airport, it takes like an hour to get to the airport on the train. We did that. We returned from the airport on the train. It's a straight shot from the airport's kind of far. I think it's like a $45 or $55 Uber ride. So we bought the 7-day pass for 20 bucks. Unlimited bus use, unlimited train use. So you mean you can't beat the deal. We're not gonna be here for the full 7 days, but that's okay. And then you know what the good part is? It's not like a card that you have to hold on to and insert into the machine and the card spits back out. You know how those little plastic, those little paper cards a lot of cities have? Well, they don't have that here. I mean, I guess they do have it, but I bought my ticket online the day before we came, the night before we came, and we got the 7-day passes, and it goes to your phone. It goes on something called Google Pay. I'm sure a lot of this generation uses Google Pay, but old people like me don't really use it. So I got it. I put the card into my Google Pay. So I just got to go to Google Pay and bring up the screen that says Ventra. It's like a company called Ventra that runs the transit system. You know, the cards, and so it uses NFC, near field communication, to beep your phone. It says processing, then it says go. I haven't had a problem with mine at all. It works flawlessly. But don't try to flip your phone over while you're trying to do it. Just leave it face up, and I've never had a problem. I haven't seen anyone that had a problem, actually. That's a nice building down here. What's that building? It's weird shaped. Do you see it? Oh my, this video's already 16, 17 minutes. I'm gonna have to end this video. It's getting way too long. I mean, I'm sure everybody has the volume turned down. I mean, if I were you, I'd have had the volume turned down a long time ago. Crossing Washington Street. Alright guys, smash the thumbs up for me. Subscribe if you haven't. All that good stuff. There's a bike path. It's pretty cool. They're a pretty bike friendly city. Oh, look at down there. I wonder if that's where the I want to go see the bean. I haven't seen the bean yet this trip. Looks like an anteater. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna end this video here. Maybe make another one. I don't know. Smash the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next videos. Johnny V out.